Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Several years ago, I saw a chiropractor for help with a pain in my shoulder that had started radiating down my back. It turns out that it was from carrying a backpack on one side and then driving for 2 hours to and from seminary. Well, the chiropractor worked on it and, of course, told me to stop carrying that heavy bag on my shoulder. He also gave me instructions about my posture, told me that I needed to do some stretching and bending, especially after driving for a long time, because that's when it tightened up. And also to be aware of the stress in my life, because that can add to the tightness. He was speaking quite literally, advising me to move my body, from side to side to open up the tight areas of my back. But I've never forgotten the advice. And the symbolism of his words are on my mind now, more than ever, as I look back over this past year. The thing is, we all need to practice being flexible. In the case of our bodies, that means stretching and bending, but bending and stretching happens in more than our spines. And if there was ever a time to celebrate the virtues of flexibility, it's now. As we turn the page on a year of changes and profound adjustments that have turned our lives upside down. By now, everyone's got to be familiar with that term COVID fatigue, which describes this universal weariness that's defined most of 2020. We're all tired of living with this pandemic. The worry, fear, grief under the added pressure of uncertainty has just really knotted us up into a giant ball of stress. I read this quote by Albert Camus, and he said, "Blessed are the hearts that can bend, because they shall never be broken." But the truth is, our hearts are broken by the pain and loss caused by the pandemic. It truly has altered our life and lifestyle in so many ways. We have become paralyzed by this coronavirus. Life as we knew it pretty much ended. We've lost time with our loved ones. We've lost jobs, lost vacations, lost holidays, and sadly lost lives. But the thing is, as awful as it has been, that can't harden our hearts and stop us from moving forward. Sure, our lives have indeed changed. Some changes, without question, are unwelcome. But in all honesty, some of the changes have been good and should be carried into the new year. For example, doing less and being able to do with less. That's a good thing. But mostly appreciating what we had before the pandemic and realizing that it might just have been enough. In fact, what I've learned is how deeply our hearts and spirits can bend and not break. And we know they can because they have. We've done more bending and stretching than we thought possible. We sacrificed, we got creative, we thought of others, and learned new ways to live these last 10 months. My friends, we survived. And I have seen just how strong and resilient we can be. So as the year draws to a close, I'm thinking maybe it's a good time to recognize some ways in which the particular challenges of the pandemic have affected you. Your family, your friends, your lifestyle, even your mind and body. And then take this opportunity as the new year starts to find ways to bend into it. See, 2020 might be over, but the coronavirus isn't yet. We still have to live through this pandemic a bit longer. But we know enough now to enable us to keep going without losing hope. Because you see, we don't go this journey alone. Our God goes with us and is there, helping us bend into Him. See, when we bend to God's will, we will find that we are able to stand strong and rise above the situations that seem to be overwhelming us. See, He knew everything that would happen last year and knows everything that's going to happen in 2021. And I'm telling you the truth. He wants us to make it. And we can, because He gives us the strength, the stamina, and the hope we need to make it. In the end, what I've discovered after all these months is that I'm going to be okay, even if everything isn't okay. And so will you. We just need to trust in that and trust in our God. And learn to be a little more flexible, especially when the tough times come. I think we can do that. At least it's worth a try. Now please stay safe. Keep wearing your mask, washing your hands. You know, today, try and find a blessing. Look around you. In the midst of everything that might not be so great, you can always find something to praise God and be thankful for. Never, ever lose hope. We will get through this time. I promise you we will. And we're going to do it together. Know that I love you. I'm praying for you. And I will see you real soon. God bless you. Peace.